Hi, and welcome to Two Tired Teachers.
Today we just want to talk to you for a few minutes about the things that we've done to try to help us get prepared for this trip to Alaska on a budget. And one of the things that we have done a number of minor and some major repair/renovation to the RV. And so some of the repairs, it's just going to be a whole lot easier if something's possibly needs to be fixed. Go on and get it done before you get on the road, and it's going to be a whole lot easier to take care of that way. Some of the things, the inside of the door, a few years ago we'd put some vinyl on there, and that had worked well for a period of time, but it had come loose, and so I resealed it with stop leak, I believe is what it was called. Made a video about that, and so but that was something that was easier to do. The awning, over the last couple of years, had noticed that when it's out,
Yes.
you could start to see just little pinholes. No, it's not torn, it's not bad, but
If you leave it like that, it'll get bad.
and so once again made a little video about just making a repair there, putting some tape over that to help extend the life of that awning. Just another one, the overflow or the backflow on our fresh water fill had gotten clogged at some point. And so that was one of those things that hadn't been working right for the last couple of trips. And well, this was going to be a really long trip where we were really dependent
Yes.
on the fresh water, and the problem was it was starting to put some water
Yes.
inside the RV when we were filling it, and so knew that wasn't a good situation. And not rocket science there, just took some time and was able to work that out. But those kinds of things, we got new tires on the RV.
We also, and this isn't necessarily preparation, but we had known we wanted a, what kind of buddy?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the things that we bought then as well. And then the other major repair we did is we'd been really disappointed in the paint
Yes.
of the RV. And so we decided before we went, we would enjoy the trip a lot more if we were looking forward to seeing, well, we're always looking forward to seeing the RV when we've been out exploring, but just going to be a lot more fun to see it this way. But yeah, some of the things that we purchased, Mr. Buddy space heater, which is an indoor propane heater. And yeah, we got that one on sale. I believe we paid $65
Yes.
and now they're $89 again or
Yeah.
more. Then a couple of things, and that was one where we had talked about it for a year or so, possibly do we want it or not, but the trip was kind of a, you know what, let's go
pull
on.
the plug.
This
And
is
then
something we really may use on this trip.
Another one we talked about, mostly for home protection,
When we were in cities.
was a dash cam. Folks, people sometimes drive like idiots, and
Or they've never towed anything and they just cut you
Yes.
off and don't realize that it's going to take you a little bit longer to stop. And so there have been several times where we've had closer calls than we were comfortable with. And so we talked about it, and then as we were planning this trip, realized, you know what? As we're driving, we may see some wildlife that we don't just have a camera there ready
Right.
to capture. And so a dash cam will give us a chance to at least have a potential
Yes.
to get footage of wildlife as we're driving. And so that was another one where we've talked about it and used the trip as a, you know what, let's go on and do it.
yes,
And then honestly, one that I hadn't really given that much thought to, I'll see if I can put a picture here. When last time we were at Land Between the Lakes, we came out and the next morning we looked and we had some little paw prints. I'm assuming it was raccoon. Put some paw prints on our door there, and it would have been fun to see what was that.
who came to visit us
And
in the
so
night?
we just got a little motion activated trail cam. I think that was like $40 maybe. It wasn't a huge expense, but one of those things that we thought, you know what, we can put this maybe at the steps, attach it somewhere on the RV, so if there's wildlife moving near us overnight, we'll have a shot of, or during the day, when we're gone, we would know what's been visiting. And so that was another thing. Like we said, we put new tires. These tires have less than 1,000 miles on them that are on the RV. And then obviously any kind of, we've sanitized the freshwater tank, any kind of maintenance things that are going to need to be done to your RV or to your tow vehicle. You want to make sure that those are done. Other things that we have that we're going to be carrying with us to be prepared. We have a windshield repair kit.
Yes.
It's not the greatest, but there are long stretches where you're not going to be near a town to have it done, and the sooner you get that taken care of, the less likely you are to have radiating cracks, going out. There are going to be some that are unavoidable, but that's one. And then
for the same reason, we have a tire patcher plug. Repair.
Yeah. Plugs are not the best option, but there are going to be times that
it'll get you to another place.
Right. And so, depending on what the protrusion is, that may be what you need to do. It's going to be the fastest, easiest, safest thing to do in that location. So we have that with us as well. We have heard, and we usually fill up our gas tank anytime we get near a half.
Yes.
But because we will be carrying a small generator, we don't plan on using it with all the solar we have. But then again, if it's raining every day, we may need it. But we carry one 2-gallon gas can and one 2.5-gallon gas can just to know that we have gas ready for the generator. Well, that can also be used as, if we need to get further down the road, is kind of a surplus. Do your own research to see what you feel like may be the things that you need to do. These are things that,
we either needed to do or wanted to do.
And started planning these things 6 months before we left, so that we don't have all of it at one point, at one time. We are trying to find we also have a video that we've uploaded about about planning for the trip. This is preparing, but the planning that we've done, and so if you want to know about campgrounds and stuff like that, we talk about that more in depth on that one. But these are the preparations, the things that need to take place, will be easier to take place before you hit the road.
And buying the things will be cheaper here than I suspect in Canada, and I'm relatively sure than in Alaska.
Yeah, so making those purchases beforehand. There are going to be things that happen that come up unexpectedly, but hopefully by all the preparation we've done, we're not having to deal with things on top of other things on top of other things on top of other things. We're trying to, take care of the ones that we can foresee, and then the rest of it is part of the adventure. And just going along and realizing that's part of the journey and what we're going to do. But we by the time you see this video, we're going to be just about home, because we're on vacation while we're gone. We are recording videos, we're making videos, but we're not spending hours uploading videos. And so we are getting these ready so that you'll be able to watch them and plan your trip as it gets a little cooler and you're not outgoing as much, that maybe we can give you some ideas of things that you might want to take care of if you're planning a trip for Alaska. And if you're not, then just go along for the ride with us. We love looking forward to having you with us.
Yeah.
So, Alaska on a Budget 24. The journey begins next week. Thanks for watching. Two Tired Teachers.